Is the ice bath good or bad? My name is Joe Porter. I spent 4 years in the National Football League and I relied heavily, and I mean heavily, on the ice bath, right? So the first thing it does is that it reduces muscle soreness. So the cold temperature can help reduce inflammation and numb nerve endings, leading to temporary pain relief. So what that means is you can't feel the injury, right? So say there's a strain in your hamstring or a quad, you won't be able to feel it. Not to say it's not there anymore. It's just you won't be able to feel it. This is important for somebody like me who was on the fringe of the roster for all those 4 years that I played. Right, I was someone who was always competing to make the roster, so I had to be at practice. I had to be in the preseason games. I had to be. I couldn't miss any reps. Right, so I needed the ice bath to kind of prolong or give me a better chance at making at making the roster. The second thing is that it reduces swelling, right? So cold water immersion can constrict blood vessels and reduce blood flow to muscles, all right, potentially helping to reduce swelling. So, you guys have probably all, maybe had blunt force trauma to your hand or foot or your knee, and it swells up, right? So the cold water, all right, will certainly, inhibit any swelling. You'll see a lot of times when athletes first get injured, the doctors and the trainers were not there and they put ice on it, to stop the swelling. So you can kind of feel around, see what the injury is and see what the damage is, right? The last benefit, there's more, but these are three in my opinion. The last benefit is psychological refreshment, right? A lot of athletes report feeling invigorated and mentally refreshed after an ice bath, right? So I know for me, I felt like, it was like a placebo effect. I felt fantastic after I got out of the ice bath. I felt psychologically that I needed it to perform at my best. With that being said, some of the drawbacks, all right, is that it impairs muscle adaptation, right? So some studies have suggested that ice baths could interfere with the body's natural inflammatory response to exercise-induced muscle damage, potentially hindering muscle adaptation and growth. What that means is that after you work out, your body begins to to repair itself, all right, and to make you a better version of yourself, right? Stronger, faster, whatever that more agile, whatever, all right. And the cold bath could interfere with that process, right? The second thing, it impacts your blood flow, right? So, like I said before on the last slide, is that the blood vessels are constricted. That's obviously we had some positives, but on the negative side is that the white blood cells in your bloodstream kind of help the body to heal itself. So if there's no blood flow circulating, the injury could last longer or something like that. And the last thing is masking the injury, right? So this is what I said before about the numbing of the pain. You can't feel it. It doesn't mean that it's not there. It just means that you can't feel it. So when should someone use the ice bath? In my opinion, it depends on the individual, right? So say you're someone who has, your basketball tournament or baseball tournament, you have to be ready to go, within the day or the next day, right? You have to be ready to go, whatever the case is, right? You have to play. Ice baths could be good for you then, right? If you're someone who is, by contrast, you don't have to play right away, you have time, you have weeks, you have months before you have to be ready to go, then you can kind of, let the body do its natural function and heal itself. So it depends on the athlete, the area, the space, and the time.